Whereas the Rob Connolly Band, who are here in the studio with us this afternoon, well, you can search high and low, but you won't find a Rob Connolly in the Rob Connolly Band. But you will find in the studio this afternoon Jill Hussey on vocals. And what's the instrument called that you're playing, Jill?
The cajon.
Cajon, excellent. And we've got Andy Langton on vocals and guitar. Good afternoon, Andy.
Hiya.
Hi, Andy. And Mike Hussey on vocals and guitar as well. You're going to have to crouch down.
How'd you do?
Well, it's lovely to have you down here in the studio. We've been playing music from your CD over the last few weeks or so, and it's terrific to have you down here in the studio for us this afternoon. We'll talk a little bit more about the band and how you all got together, but let's have a bit of music first of all. So what are we going to play first of all?
We're going to do the first song off our recent EP called American Dream.
Yeah. Excellent.
Ready to go? Yep. Whoa, a small town in Missouri I was drifting through, stopping off for coffee and some donuts too. She steps up from the counter with $1 million smile, her legs so long I was breathless for a while. Whoa, the days were long, but the nights were even longer. I was young, she made me younger still, and I swear to God I never ever wronged her. She's a Southern queen, she's my American dream, and it's not like I was looking, she caught me unawares. But once we traded glances, I was left without a prayer. She steps out from the diner, she takes me by the hand. Her place so small became my promised land. Whoa, the days were long, but the nights were even longer. I was young, she made me younger still, and I swear to God I never ever wronged her. She's a Southern queen, she's my American dream. Come on now. I stayed there for the summer. I began to call her place my home, and come the fall it all turned sour. She cut me to the bone. Whoa, the days were long, but the nights were even longer. I was young, she made me younger still, and I swear to God I never ever wronged her. She's a Southern queen, she's my American dream. Whoa, the days were long, but the nights were even longer. I was young, she made me younger still, and I swear to God I never ever wronged her. She's a Southern queen, she's my American dream. Yes, she is, she's a Southern queen, she's my American dream. Oh yeah, she's a Southern queen, she's my American dream. Yeehaw. There we go.
And this is normally where you'd get the rapture of applause. That's it. Very good. Nothing sounds sadder than one bloke clapping in the corner, but that's brilliant. American Dream, which is the lead song on a 5-track EP by the Rob Connolly Band. We'll give you all the information how you can get yourself a copy of that a bit later on this afternoon's programme. But welcome to Dean Radio. Lovely to have you down here.
Thank you for inviting us, Clive.
It's absolute pleasure. I was just saying to Jill and to Mike before you came down here, Andy, about I was trying to work out the origins of the band name, the Rob Connolly Band, because I was talking to my wife about this, and I said, well, the Rob Connolly Band, but as far as I could see, there's no Rob Connolly in the band. So I went to your website this morning, and it was kind of explained for me, but perhaps it'd be better coming from yourselves why you are the Rob Connolly Band, yet there is no Rob Connolly in the band.
I'd first like to say hello to Chris Gallagher, who is the guy, friend of mine from rugby, who we write the songs with. He does most of the words and I do the tunes, more or less, and then these guys here make it all sound a whole lot better. Change the whole thing and rewrite it, mainly the tune. The reason to say hello to Chris is that many moons ago I met Chris when we were living up in the Midlands, and I discovered that he wrote this sort of metered poetry that just cried out for a tune. So we wrote a few songs together, and the more I tried to share them with friends, the more they didn't like it, really. And in the end, we wrote something that we thought was quite cool. And Chris said, "Hey, this is really good. Why don't you get the guys to do this?" I said, "They won't like it. They don't like our stuff." He said, "Well, don't know, be a bit devious. Say it's by Rob Connolly." So I did it all by Rob Connolly and took it to the band, and we played it a bit, and they were getting fairly interested, and then said, "Where'd you get this from?" So I said, "Well, it's by Rob Connolly." He said, "Did you get it off the internet?" And I said, "Well, yes," which is sort of the truth, because I'd put it there and then printed it off there. And there was a long pause, and they said, "Is this by you and Chris?" And I went, "Yeah." And they went, "Well, it's rubbish then." All words to that effect, which I knew was coming. But I wasn't too upset, because I knew that's what it was going to be. But I thought in my heart of hearts, when we play them, they're going to be by Rob Connolly. So when we formed the band, I'm afraid I said to Mike, it's going to have to be the Rob Connolly band.
Okay. So it's no...
That was a long version. There is a longer version than that.
No, that was plenty long enough, to be honest with you. So it's no different, really, to an author adopting a nom de plume for writing a novel, because they think that if they write a novel under a different name, it will attract a different audience.
It's a bit confusing, because people ring me up or write to me and say, "Hello, Rob," and thanks for the gig tonight, and Rob, and I've given up correcting them now.
I'll call you Rob now.
Well, I'm thinking of going solo and just being Rob Connolly.
Well, it worked okay for Alice Cooper, didn't it?
Yes.
Yeah, absolutely. Although you don't really bear an awful lot of resemblance to Alice Cooper, to be honest with you.
No, only our age.
No, exactly.
There's always a future.
So you mentioned about Chris. So the songs that you write, because on the CD, apart from the one song that Jill wrote, Sands of Time, which is a lovely song, I hope you're going to do that later on, the other songs are written by yourself and Chris. And is it purely Chris writes the lyrics and then you put the music and then you bring it down to the rest of the band to play around with?
Yeah, more or less. I reckon, rule of thumb, about a third of the lyrics he sends me are virtually unchanged, apart from the odd dropped word because I can't fit it in, or the odd add extra word. About a third of them I change a bit more, and then a third of them completely change it all around. And he's very gracious about what we do.
Okay.
And then I take them to these guys, and what I really value with Mike and Jill is that they're usually very good at saying, "Oh, that's really good, yeah. Do you think the chorus needs a bit more of something?" So we set about rewriting the chorus. And then when we've done that, Mike says, "How about the first verse perhaps needs a little bit of something?" And then there's the bridge. And by the time we get to the end, it's completely different. We have done some increasingly that we've done ourselves, or that we've moved that process along a lot quicker. But I really value that process because it turns the song into something that's different.
Yeah,
Turns it into the Rob Connolly band.
Yeah.
Well, again, I was saying beforehand that the thing that attracts me to your music. And there's two words I've written down here, that there are strong harmonies right the way through the songs that you do, and strong hooks. There's always a very good hook line to get the listener's attention. Yeah. And to me, when I've played your music on the radio, it sounds like everything else I play on the programme. There's no dip in quality. It's a good...
Thank you very much.
No, I wouldn't be saying that otherwise. It always sounds really, really good. So... let's have another song, and then we'll talk a little bit more about the band. So what are we going to do now?
Should we do Ripples?
Yeah, we'll do Ripples. Yeah.
Ripples. This is a song about being a busker in Bristol and wondering what life is all about.
Okay.
1 and 2. Walk around town, ain't got no car, just the clothes on my back and my battered old guitar. play on my own now. Ain't got me no band. I throw down my cap where the statue once stood, at the base of the stand. And there's ripples out on the water, and there's doubt in the air. You know I might be a pauper, but I'm still debonair. It's a blustery old day, but the answers aren't blowing. Just loads of old paper, yesterday's discarded news. I sing a range of songs for you now, but it's mainly the blues about love and betrayal. You know I still care when you say I'm no good. And there's ripples out on the water, and there's doubt in the air. You know I might be a pauper, but I'm still debonair. Oh. Another day and another song. Where did it all go wrong? Things have never been the same since you've been gone. I spend my time on the streets now, one doorway to the next, but I still remember your hand on my shoulder and your kiss on my lips. And there's ripples out on the water, and there's doubt in the air. You know I might be a pauper, but I'm still debonair. You know I might be a pauper, but I'm still debonair. Ooh.
That's a lovely song, isn't it? I remember playing that on the radio about 18 months ago.
Yeah,
That came out as a song.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it's beautiful,
Yeah,
and it sets off some pictures in the mind, doesn't it? Because you can kind of see the old. You think about Bristol, and you think of. I think every time I go to Bristol, there's always an old man sitting in the lift by the car park, looking for a little bit of money or whatever. And
It's always me.
I knew I'd met you before. But yes, I can imagine this rather smart, or somebody who's thinking back to the old days. And no, it's a lovely song. Lovely song.
We do that with the other person who's part of the Rob Connolly family, a lady called Jenny,
Right.
who does videos for us, and it's worth trying to find that video somewhere on YouTube.
Okay.
She's done this wonderful psychedelic background with us singing, and we had a great fun afternoon wandering round the docks, Jenny and I, messing around doing this, and she produces amazing video amongst many other videos that she and Chris produces.
Okay.
And that's a good one.
Okay, we're going to take a little break for some adverts, and then we're going to come back, and I think we're going to get another 2 or 3 more songs from yourself this afternoon.
Cool.
So if that's okay with yourselves, so have a little break, and we'll be back with the Rob Connolly Band shortly here on Dean Radio.
Dean Radio in Cinderford on 105.6 FM. Dean Radio on Mixcloud. Sundays have never been so good. Clive Sutherton with the Soft Rock and Acoustic Show.
So music there, back on Dean Radio, should I say. Welcome along to the Soft Rock and Acoustic Show. If you just tuned in this afternoon, we are Dean Radio, and our guests this afternoon are the Rob Connolly Band. Yay! and I've just found out from talking to Jill that Jill and myself have something in common, because a long time ago, in my case, I started working in hospital radio, which is this great charity where you go around and chat to people in the afternoon, find out what their favourite music is, and then you end up doing a request programme or something like that, and it just widens your interest in music. You get to hear all sorts of music, and that's something that you did as well, was it, Jill?
Yes, I helped with the record library at the Royal Gwent Hospital many years ago.
Okay.
Probably about 81, 82.
Okay.
And one of our guys there called Ian Finnegan went on to work for Red Dragon Radio in Cardiff.
Okay. Okay. Well, there you go. So quite often that's what happens. I think a lot of people that work in it will end up being snapped up by a local radio station or whatever. So yeah. Never happened for me. That's why I'm down here. But never mind. Anyway, we have the Rob Connolly Band in the studio with us this afternoon. So it's Jill on vocals and the instrument that I still can't pronounce, which is called cajon. We have Andy on vocals and guitars, and Mike on vocals and guitars as well. How did the three of you all get together?
Open mics, basically. Yeah, we frequented quite a few open mics around the area. And there was one in the Castle Pub in Chepstow, which is unfortunately is no longer with us. It's closed down. But Andy was going to that one, and we met up, and Andy said, "Do you fancy a little strum together?" I said, "Yeah, all right, yeah, we'll have a bit of a play." And next thing you know, Andy's thinking, "Well, we could get a gig." What about this one? And what about that? And doing this and doing that.
Before you know who you are.
Before you know who you are. And as you can guess, Andy's very enthusiastic. So, and I like to go along with the flow. So
I'd moved back from the Midlands and wasn't involved in anything. Got 3 or 4 of Chris's songs out, rewrote one, and thought, oh, I really like that. And tried recording it. And after one recording, I realised I'd done all the lead guitar that I could do. So I needed at least one more person to help.
Okay.
And there they were.
Yeah, excellent. And then when you sang with Jill doing the backing vocals, did you think then, yeah, that's complete? That's how I imagine the song to sound like.
We did have a lady called Naomi who sang with us for a bit.
Okay.
And actually it was a lot then was more Naomi and I, and a bit like Genesis when they lost Peter Gabriel.
Yeah.
The drummer came forward and is doing a whole load more. And live, this is different.
Phil.
This is different for us because this is very unplugged for us. But we normally work with a couple of harmonisers, which gives us loads more of those harmonies.
Okay. Well, what song are we going to do now? Are we going to do like In the Air Tonight, or?
Yes, I can see it coming. Yeah. We thought we'd do Jill's song.
Okay.
Explain your song.
Yeah,
Jill.
this is A Sands of Time. I wrote a poem about nearly 2 years ago. Lady I know on the internet lost her dad, and she wrote a story of how her parents had met, and it's evolved into a song, and we put it to Andy, and we recorded it for the album. It's called Sands of Time. On a day out with friends, who would have thought you could meet the love of your life? You can picture the scene, a spark lit between a future new husband and wife. How the sands of time have shifted, and the ties they never remain. They just met by chance, began their romance, now they're dancing together again. His young handsome looks had caught her eye, Her beauty had caught his too. She seemed out of reach that day on the beach, and they both felt her love pure and true. How the sands of time have shifted, and the tides they never remain. They just met by chance, began their romance, now they're dancing together again. And over the years, miles had kept them apart. They both sent love letters instead. From the words that were written, it was clear they were smitten, and after the war they were wed. Now the lives that they made was more precious than gold. Their love had both flourished and grown. They both stayed together through all kinds of weather, treasuring their family and home. How the sands of time have shifted, and the tides they never remain. They just met by chance, began their romance, now they're dancing together again. They just met by chance, began their romance, now they're dancing, and now they're dancing, and now they're dancing together again.
That's a beautiful song, isn't it? That really is lovely. You must have been very proud, Jill, when you took that poem and then you got the finished article on a CD and you played it back.
Yeah,
and you thought,
really nice. And I've sent it to the lady as well who lives in Formby.
Okay.
Karen, yeah.
That's
Kareen,
brilliant.
Sorry, Kareen.
Brilliant. So you'll find that on the 5-track EP, the Rob Connolly Band EP. And if you want to find out more about the band, I'm going to do this for you, and you can tell me if I've got any of this wrong. Find them on social media, on Facebook. Just look for the Rob Connolly Band on Facebook. The website is www.robconnellyband.com, and it's robconnellyband@gmail.com.
That's the one.
Yeah. And do you find you're getting a lot of interest on things like social media?
I think we get a reasonable amount. We put a lot of the songs that Chris and I write out as sort of separate videos.
Okay.
Reasonable amount following us. I think the gigs we're getting, I think we're finding that we're more of a Sunday afternoon, this sort of time.
Yeah.
Actually, laid back, sands of time sort of thing. Not, you're trying to recover from Saturday night and get yourself back into Sunday morning. And we really like doing that. We've hit a bit of a country groove, which is exciting. We did a bluegrassy song at the beginning, but really nice, covering things like Eagles and Beautiful South as well as our original things.
Okay. So if somebody went to see you live, what would be like a typical set list? Would it be mostly original songs, or do you throw the odd cover in?
I'd be honest, I'd say about 50-50.
Yeah. Okay.
We can do mainly originals, but we tend to go 50-50, I think, most of the time. When we do the folk clubs and what have you, we try to do as many originals as possible, because they appreciate it more at a folk club. But if you're doing a pub, you've got to do a couple of covers just to keep them all happy.
The audience, really.
Yeah.
That's what a lot of bands say when they come down here, is that if they're playing a pub, that they really have to deliver what the audience wants, because they haven't really come there to see the band. In some cases, they've just come there for a drink with their friends. So if it's music they know and are familiar with, then there's a better chance that you'll go down well.
If you play something they're familiar with, they may pay attention when you're playing your own original thing.
Yeah.
I don't think you need to be worried about covers. I was talking to somebody who said, we don't want to do any covers. Because actually I looked at everybody from Bruce Springsteen to the Beatles to the Who, just to mention my 3 favourite bands.
Okay.
And the Eagles. But those 3 bands, they were all doing covers to start with. The Beatles did loads of covers.
Yeah, absolutely.
Springsteen covered everybody else's songs to start with.
So, and the thing is, we also play it our way. You're not going to do a rock song with 2 acoustic guitars at the end of the day. So you've got to adapt.
But
so
when
we play our own.
We do Sweet Dreams with 9-part harmony.
Yeah.
And there's only 3 of you.
Yes. Back to the harmonisers.
The magic of technology.
Yes.
So, where can people see you in a not too distant future? Have you got any dates sorted out?
Well, I'm away over Easter for 3 or 4 weeks. So the next gigs are at Folk on the Lawn.
Art of Coffee.
Yes, we've got Art of Coffee sometime in April.
Oh, in Colford, the Art of Coffee in Colford.
Yes. Big hello to Scott there, who's big muso and runs the Art of Coffee.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're playing at the Chilean Festival sometime in July.
Yeah.
Off the top of my head, I should have got this ready, shouldn't
That's
I?
all right.
We're playing the Georges and Breville's. I believe we got one in the Georges and Breville's. We got a few kicking about.
We'll find the dates for the next break.
Yeah, that's fine. Just to keep us posted, because we'd like to publicise your next one, especially the Art of Coffee. We went to, we saw them again at the Colford Music Festival last year. I chatted to Scott then. He was telling me about his plans.
Yes.
So yeah, that'd be good. Excellent. Right, shall we have another song?
Well, should we do? We're going to do Clive's. We're going to do Clive's favourite song, which is a song we used to finish our set off with, and actually now we sort of have a planned encore, as you do. And again, this is one that we did, and I said to Mike, "Hey, let's do this in the castle tomorrow." And Mike went, "Oh, really?" And it's been downhill.
I said to him, "It's that bad? It's good."
It's just a tool in there.
So this is another one written for us old rockers, Clive.
Thank you.
And the chorus it's called "Rock and Roll Dreamers," and Clive has promised he's going to do the actions. So for the millions of people listening at home, we want you to join in with us. The chorus is, "We never made it big." You put your hands right out. You see, I can't resist doing it here. You guys can't see it. Never made it big. Nice big. Put your hands together. We never made it small. We never even made it at all.
Shake your hands.
Yeah. But we're still rock and roll dreamers.
Jazz hands.
Yeah.
And then you can dance along and clap for the last bit. Anyway, this is Rock and Roll Dreamers. You see them on TV news. There's old guys now in their blue suede shoes and sleek silver hair tied back in a ponytail, stepping out of their limousines. On their arms, ex-beauty queens with perfect hair and so perfect nails. Oh, they never made it big. Come on, Clive. They never made it small. Very good. They never even made it at all, but they're still jazz hands. Rock and roll dreamers, please don't laugh. I know it's bizarre, but they still believe that they could be a star. Oh, the lights on the stage, they no longer glow. The encore's sung and it's the end of the show. The final curtains dropped on their long careers. They've had their day, their star has shone. The stage is clear, people gone. There's only faint applause ringing in their ears. Oh, they never made it big, they never made it small. They never even made it at all, but they're still rock and roll dreamers, please don't laugh. I know it's bizarre, but they still believe that they could be a star. Come on, Clive, let's dance. Halls and local radio,
We sing our songs and we play guitar. We scan the room for agents in every face. But time is up and we'll pack away. Even though we'd love to stay, we know that tomorrow we'll play another little place. Cause we never made it big, we never made it small, we never even made it at all. But we're still, sing up Clive, rock and roll dreamers, please don't laugh. I know it's bizarre, but we still believe that we could be a star. Let's dance again, come on. Oh, that's cool. Keep that moving. Everybody clapping at home now. Come on. If you could see Clive now, well, you would be laughing. Anyway, here we go, middle eights. And we're following our friends down ancient tracks. We are praying to God that we'll make it back. Amazed so far that we've survived. Our only dream now is staying alive. Oh, we never made it big, we never made it small, we never even made it at all. But we're still rock and roll dreamers, please don't laugh. I know it's bizarre, but we still believe that we, yes we do, we still believe that we, oh yeah, we still believe that we could be a star. We could. Should we end it sometime soon? Maybe, sometime.
Maybe. Rock and Roll Dreamers from the Rob Connolly band who are playing for us down here in the studio this afternoon. I was doing my very best. I did most of the movement and I realised how many choruses there are in that song. There's quite a few in there.
Too much exercise.
It has to be said, Clive, that's the first time that all 100% of our audience has joined in.
Yeah.
It's very good. And we were going to do the album version, but we stopped.
Yeah. Why did we stop?
When we did the CD, quite a long time with Ian Luther persuading us that it didn't need a stop. People have got to carry on dancing, and that's what we've recorded, which is quite cool.
Yeah.
It actually stopped us recording it for quite a while. How do you time that slow down and stop? So that was really cool. But we didn't do the album version, we did the live version.
Okay.
Because we were so enjoying Clive doing the action.
Well, yes, as you would do. The songs that you put on your CD, recorded, when you get in the studio, is it tempting to put a lot of trickery on your tracks, or do you try and do a fairly honest interpretation of... So if somebody went to see you live, and I mean, I'd imagine from what we played this afternoon, it sounds very much like it does on the CD, except you haven't got some fool in the corner doing a dance. But is it tempting to get in the studio and think, oh, I could put another layer on that, another backing vocal on that?
I'd say that we do more trickery live than we did in the recording studio.
Yeah.
It's a purer sound in recording studio than it is live, because I've got effects boxes, effects pedals. Andy and Joe's got their vocal harmonisers, which we use, but we didn't use any of that in the recording studio. No. So I think, to be honest with you,
when we started, I mean, we haven't been going, we're not massively experienced, but the first time we tried recording, we did it like this.
Yeah.
And it was really difficult because you only need to make one mistake and it was all over the shop. So we did multi-track it and do all that stuff. There are things added on the CD that we don't have. There's a cheese grater.
There's a cheese grater,
yeah.
Because we didn't have a washboard, so we put a cheese grater
And
on.
I had to put the drumstick in the right direction, otherwise I'd have grated the cheese.
But we did have that debate.
That was so funny.
Do we make it sound like
Okay,
it's massively produced?
Yeah.
Thing, or do we keep it live? And initially we said let's keep it live, because then if we can take a CD to a venue, they'll know what we sound like. And actually, it didn't sound very good. And it's much better to have to sound like Fleetwood Mac, and then go along and play something else.
Yeah.
So it's I don't. I think it's okay. I mean, obviously, if we had loads of orchestra and trumpet and goodness.
Well, that's great if you, as long as you've got months and months and months of recording
studio
exactly, time.
Exactly.
When you've only got a weekend or so, you do what you can.
Well, the CD is recorded locally here in Gloucestershire by Ian Luther, and that's a name that I recognise from quite a few.
Ian Luther and Adge.
Ian produced it. It's Adgie.
Yeah.
Okay.
Adgie Schweb.
Okay.
Yes.
He actually recorded it.
And you can get hold of a copy by finding the Rob Connolly Band on social media or going to their website. It's been a pleasure having you down here this afternoon. Really enjoyed having you down and hearing your music. Shall we have one more song then? See you on your way this afternoon.
Holding it together.
Holding it together.
This is a song while he's struggling for capo. 5.
You're doing it on 5. We recorded it on 4. That's why I was just.
This is a song that Chris and I wrote actually. Chris did the words and we got it together in lockdown.
Okay.
And it's a song that we sort of try and. We've got 2 or 3 songs we like to end with to bless people on their way, give them, walking out the door feeling, life's okay. And this is again about, we're here for each other.
Excellent.
Otherwise, we're in trouble.
We certainly
Holding
are.
it together. There's a part of me that's never been. The tension's holding sway, sealing us together, driving me away. I search in vain to find my place, but I can't get through without a prayer. 'Cause I'm neither here nor there, and I'm holding it together, betwixt and between, scrambling hell for leather to see just what it means. And through the stormy weather, across the raging seas, we're traveling on together to journey's end unseen. Another part that's always here, the tensions push apart. We would be lovers now, but we were strangers at the start. I'm taking all the time I have, my right is wrong, my black is white. Let's try dancing through the night, and we're holding it together, betwixt and between, scrambling hell for leather to see just what it means. And through the stormy weather, across the raging seas, we're traveling on together to journey's end unseen. Tiptoe through the minefield and I sleepwalk through the day, always trying to do my best, but I don't have a say. But I'm holding it together, betwixt and between, scrambling hell for leather to see just what it means. And through the stormy weather, across the raging seas, we're traveling on together to journey's end unseen. Ooh,
betwixt and between, scrambling hell for leather to see just what it means. Through the stormy weather, across the raging seas, we're traveling on together to journey's end unseen. Ooh, traveling on together to journey's end unseen. With coughing improvisation as well.
There is an awful lot of this bug doing the rounds, and I think a lot of people have got this.
Far, Jill.
Yeah. Well done, Jill. Well done. And that was very, very rock and roll that you managed to sort of carry on 2/3 of the way through the song, and then left the studio for a moment. But you came back for the end.
Yeah.
Very much holding it together.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Thank you so much for coming down and playing for us this afternoon. The Rob Connolly Band, Jill Hussey, Andy Langton and Mike Hussey. The CD is called the Rob Connolly Band.
It is available everywhere.
Is it?
On, Darren said, Apple, Amazon, Spotify, and all the other platforms. You can go anywhere.
Okay. Well, people can pick it up when they come and see you play live in the spring and summer. And they can find you on pretty much every form of on Facebook for the Rob Connolly Band, or go to the website robconnollyband.com. And thank you so much for coming down to play for us this afternoon.
It's been a blast.
It's been lovely.
Thank you very much.
Absolutely lovely. So that's the Rob Connolly Band. We'll have more live music on this programme in the not too distant future.